Hi, I finally got the front on the cage. New wire, small enough where the birds can't get out. We have the Texas A&Ms in their new home with a hanging feeder and a waterer, so they can get plenty of food and water as they need it. They're a little scared right now because they don't know where they're at. But give them about an hour or so and they'll be running around here like chickens with their heads cut off looking for things to keep them busy. There'll be flies flying around they can nip at and all kinds of good funny things. All right, there's 29 that survived the hatch of the chicks we bought, plus the two browns that were from our browns. These are second generation of the Quatornic brown, jumbo browns. And we hatched them out the same time we hatched the Texas A&Ms. We have other chicks that are hatching out today. Haven't had any hatch out yet. We stopped turning the eggs Thursday. Today's Saturday morning, but you can watch the eggs and they're rocking back and forth. So we know there's something live in them. So that's a good sign. Maybe by this evening we'll have a video of some babies hatching out. See, they're already finding the feeders, which is good. They're pecking and making lots of noise. These guys, I believe, don't get me wrong, I made a mistake the last one. I believe they're 3 weeks old this Thursday. But we'll check it out and I'll give you that update when the other chicks hatch. Things move so fast when you're trying to keep things going, gardening and chicks and full-grown birds, and we're also going to move the adult silkies over here with the white silky chicks. I got to fill their feeder and their waters first before I do that, and that way they're not being chased away from the food and water by the big ones. I'm going to let them all get food and water in their bellies and then put the big ones in here. There might be a little fighting, but more likely the white ones will run from the colored ones as it is. But as far as our Texas A&M, I put a heat bulb up so that they can get a nice shot of warmth if they need it. They're starting to wander around looking around, which is good. They've got plenty of light, plenty of food, plenty of water. We should be in good shape. I also put new latches on the doors. These are what they use for cage latches. And you can see how big the Texas A&M have grown. I'll show you one in my hand. They're getting pretty good sized. And they're not as spooky as they were in the house. They're a lot friendlier. And they do get friendlier. They're a little spooky when they're first a week or two old, but once they get to the third and fourth week, they start getting used to your hands. And now that they're up eye level, like I've told you before, that when you have your chicks up eye level, they get to know the face and the hands, and they're not afraid of them. The quail, since I put quail and the browns out in the other part, I think what I need to do is I need to get them raised up so the cage is face at eye level.
Now, Clay, why do these guys all have a black spot on their head? Are they a mixed breed?
No. Texas A&M have a black spot. Very rare you'll ever see a white. This one here must be a rarity because I don't see any black spot on her or him or whatever. So, but in most cases, if I was to hand select only the ones without spots and kept breeding them, you would eventually breed the spots out of them. But seeing that they're a meat bird, it doesn't matter whether they got spots or not. They're still white meat quail.
What color egg will they lay?
The same identical egg as the brown ones.
Oh, really?
The spotted eggs. If I put all the eggs together, Texas A&M and jumbo browns, you couldn't tell them apart.
These guys are pretty, aren't they?
Yeah,
They remind me of a canary.
I still like the coloration of the browns, but I'm looking forward to some white meat quail. I myself rather have the legs and thighs of a chicken with the dark meat than I do the breast meat, but A lot of people like that white meat, and
I like white meat.
you'll probably like the Texas A&M then. But the cage looks a little more presentable, especially for our videos, because the wire is uniform now.
Isn't the Texas A&M is that the quail they serve in the restaurants?
Yes. If you were going to buy quail in a restaurant, you would be getting the Texas A&M.
Oh, look, he's eating.
Yeah, they'll all get competitive. As soon as one sees one eating, they'll all go. I'm going to have to bring that feeder up once they start all learning where the feed is, because I don't want them scratching and knocking it down. Not that the other chickens won't eat it up, but no sense wasting feed. You want it just so they can get their head up over the feeder and eat. All right, this is my update and the work I've been doing since. I also put the wire up higher, so when I set things up here, it works as a stop so things don't come rolling down on my head when I'm working.
It's a nice shelf for the have in the barn if you add a little lip to it.
Yeah. But I've got the watering system hooked up. I've got to do some more work on it. I didn't want to do it today because I've got other things to get done. I'm going to visit my son today. And I still got lawns to mow. You saw the lawn. The grass is that high. And it rained last night, so I have to wait until the sun dries it up a little bit before I can even do that. But in the meantime, we can catch chickens, put them over here. I can get these guys fed and watered, let the grass dry a little bit, and then I can go on from there.
We have a couple more videos too we're going to do. We want to show our hostas. One of our subscribers asked about those. And we also want to show when we move the other chicks in, the response from the other.
I have the brooder. I have the brooder to clean that these guys were in, so I can put the new chicks into that brooder for the next couple of weeks till they come out here with these guys.
I was meaning when you move the silkies over with these silkies, we want to show that video too.
Yeah, we'll show them how they're going to be a miserable old men when it comes to being in with these chicks. But then again, they may chase after them like they're adult hens. So.
It may be a December-May romance.
You never know. And as these guys get older, and I can tell male and female, we'll be also banding these and showing you how to band them and how to sex them. The whites are much more difficult to sex than what the browns are. But there are ways of doing it, and one way is to listen for the crowing. If you see one crowing, you grab it, put a band on it. That's a rooster. There's also, if you push down at the vent, you'll have a white foam. That's a rooster. They're just getting their voices as far as for being quail. 2 weeks from now, they'll start crowing. That's most likely a rooster. He's in the back.
This is a good day to move them too, because it's not too hot.
No,
but it's not too cold.
They've got the heat bulb. We've got a fan out here now if it gets real hot. I got the window open so that they can get some air. You got one riding the merry-go-round. They're going to be fun to watch. I enjoy the quail. They're never a dull moment.
Wait till they get their sandbox.
And they'll get their sandbox. They're not going to have such a high sandbox because they've got to get used to doing it. Yeah.
Well, we might want to wait until they get... So it's a big celebration.
Once they get a little bigger, they'll be all right.
Oh, they like this feeder, too. Hello, babies. Quail are great. They're so tame. Oh, my goodness. These are probably the tamest birds we've had, more than chickens or button quail or anything. For no handling.
Yeah. We also raised them face high, and when I go to feed and water them, I get my face right there at the cage and talk to them so that they get used to my voice. Because if you don't talk to them, and then they hear, you bring someone else in your barn and you're talking to them, it kind of spooks them. So if they're used to hearing your voice, even if you're just talking to yourself, which as you get older, you'll find that most of us do. But if you're talking, like Ruthie and I talk on these videos, you can see that our voices aren't upsetting them. We talk while we're in the house. Sometimes we'll play the radio so that they're used to the extra noises. And there's really nothing...
Oh, look at that. He likes that.
And
she?
They tame off so quickly. If you could possibly get some, by all means, I would do so.
And wait till we start cooking them.
We'll have some more recipes.
We'll have recipes.
We're going to do probably the first ones on the grill.
But, you know, it's a good thing that I believe that you have to have a heart of a farmer.
Well, that's what they were put on this earth for, is to feed the masses. And
well, you give them a good life. Just because you're going to eat them doesn't mean you have to be mean to them.
You don't have to throw them against the wall or anything like that. They're really tame, nice, and friendly. And
let them fulfill the purpose God made them for.
All right, we're going to wrap this video up. And if you have any questions on starting chicks in the brooder or hatching chicks or
anything,
growing them, food-wise, things like that, by all means, ask questions and we'll try to answer it or do a video to show you the answers.
Yes.
All right, this is Clay and Ruthie from Hubble's Backyard Farm saying goodbye.